This is Hellfire RPGs, and today you're watching Know the Facts. Square had a lot to live up to after releasing 3 amazing Final Fantasy titles on the PlayStation 1. Back then, this new generation Final Fantasy changed things up quite a bit, but it still pleased many fans around the globe. It has been a massive 14 years since Final Fantasy X was released, and I still remember playing it for the first time at a department store. This video is going to look at some of the things you probably don't know about this masterpiece. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything interesting. To start things off, let me introduce you to Dr. Final Fantasy. By that, I mean the guy who got a PhD in Final Fantasy X. In 2005, Dr. Glenn Spores wrote his thesis on Final Fantasy X. It was titled, Meaning and Emotion in Squaresoft's Final Fantasy X, Re-Theorizing Realism and Identification in Video Games. Is there a cooler way to become a doc? You can read the entire 115,000 word thesis on his website. Cloud, Squall, Terra, Lightning. I'm sure you've all noticed Square's interest in naming their characters after meteorological terms. While not quite as obvious as other games, Final Fantasy X still follows this tradition. The name Tidus translates to sun, while the name Yuna translates to night, both in the Okinawan dialect. This language is spoken by about 1 million people living in the Okinawan Islands of Japan. Yeah, Cloud kicks complete ass with this giant Buster Sword. Did you know that the Buster Sword was originally written into Final Fantasy X as well? However, it can only be accessed with a cheat device. Pretty cool though. Final Fantasy writer Kazushige Nojima, along with developer Yoshinori Katise, made some interesting points in the Final Fantasy X Ultimania. They stated that the universes of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VII are connected, and that FF10's Fireflies and FF7's Lifestream are of the same substance. In FF10-2, Shinra theorizes that energy could be harnessed from the far plane. Nojima states that after quitting the Gullwings, Shinra receives financial support from Rin in order to develop a process of siphoning Mako energy from the far plane. However, he was unable to successfully achieve this goal in his lifetime, but many generations in the future, when interplanet travel was possible, Shinra's descendants were able to. These descendants colonized on Final Fantasy VII's world, where they formed the company Shinra. Final Fantasy X also makes a Hollywood appearance in 2.5 Men. In the episode, Jake begs Charlie throughout the show to take him to the video store to rent the new Final Fantasy game.
We're out of Final Fantasy.
So get something else.
But I want Final Fantasy.
Are you telling me that out of this entire store, thousands of movies and video games, there's nothing here that interests you?
You're not gonna like the answer.
When they arrive, Jake rents the greatest hits version of Final Fantasy X. There was, however, a bit of a screw up at the end of the show, when the theme for Final Fantasy II is played instead of the music from Final Fantasy X. You probably haven't heard of the Thai boy band D2B, but in 2003 they released a music video that makes a lot of references to Final Fantasy. Not only are there Final Fantasy airships flying around, but the lead singer is also dressed as Squall. The big thing here, however, is the inclusion of the Macalania Spring romance scene, which caused a lot of controversy from Final Fantasy fans in the Southeast Asia area. Oh yeah, the lead singer, Mr. Squall, also died in a car accident 4 months later. Poor guy. Final Fantasy X has changed a lot since its initial conception. Tidus was originally going to have black hair, as you can see in the beta trailer that was released in the year 2000. It was most likely changed because, as mentioned before, Tidus translates to sun, and the developers probably wanted his hair to reflect that. The official logo also saw quite a bit of change from its initial design. In the original logo, Yuna's face can be seen on the left with her right hand raised. It also looks like there's an Aeon or Sin in the background. Here is some food for thought. Remember that scene when Biren and Yankei state that they will make a statue of Yuna with a grand horn on her head?
Then Ronso will make. With grand horn on head.
At surface level, you would think that this horn references the Ronso race, but it could also reference the fact that summoners in most Final Fantasy games have a horn on their head to help channel their magic. We all know the Hymn of the Faith, but what do the lyrics actually mean? After some careful deciphering by rearranging the Japanese symbols, you'll end up with the following words. Translated into English, these words mean, pray to you Yevon, dream, faith, forever and ever, grant us prosperity. Pretty cool, right? Did you learn something new, or is there another awesome fact that I missed? Let me know in the comments. This was Hellfire RPG's Know the Facts. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching.